before the break, we told you 45% of Americans usually make a New Year's resolution. So how many people actually follow through? Only about 8%. By the way, the most popular changes people want to make are usually related to health and wealth. Nothing wrong with that, so why do so many of us fail? We've called on a team of experts to help you stay resolute in 2013. Please welcome Henry Richardson from Defined Body and Mind, psychotherapist Emily Diala, and certified financial planner Craig Weir. Good morning. Okay, we know that, like, the day after New Year's, the gyms are packed because all of us are going to go and do that big workout. Number one, I think we almost set ourselves up for failure when we say we're going to wait until a special day.
That's exactly right. It's a really fun time for us at Define on New Year's because we have a rush of new people that we've never seen before. But then come February, March, they're no longer there, a huge percentage of them. So, at Define, we're always trying to preach about a lifestyle of health and wellness. So it's not something that you're actually just doing one time of the year and a consistent habit of failing, It's something you do all year round and make it a lifestyle.
Life gets in the way, though.
It does. That's why I do this for a living,
right?
Yeah.
So life gets in the way. We think, I'll work out the next day or the next day or the next day. And, Emily, when we say sometimes that life gets in the way, you have to really be honest with yourself and say, is it really a priority? That's where we make the mistake. If it is a priority, you're going to go.
And it's so important to break everything down into measurable objectives. We come up with these kind of grand goals, and that's good. We want to have those to work towards. But you also want to kind of say, okay, first I can do A, B, C. That will help you stick to your goal a little bit more easily.
Yeah, and of course, saving money, I'm not going to buy that because I just got through with Christmas. I'm paying those bills. Ooh, look at that right there, right? But when it comes to like that whole thing of people want to increase their wealth, they either want to save money or increase their wealth in some way. That's always hard for us too. Changing habits.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, that's the key to it. At this time of year, people want to go get out of debt. They want to begin saving more money, but they're not resolute to make it happen. The urgent always gets in the way of the important, especially in finances and in health and in wellness and everything else.
Yeah.
So the key is really taking some responsibility for making a change and getting really committed to make it happen.
You deal with people's money all the time, and it's amazing how if we really have to buckle down, I think almost everybody, unless you're just really, really lean, almost everybody can find extra money somewhere.
Oh, it is amazing how quick you can make a change as soon as something else becomes more important. Think about the last thing you really wanted to buy really bad.
Yeah.
You found the money for it.
Yeah.
So when people get motivated to start saving money or to get out of debt, when the pain of staying where you are is greater than the pain of change, you always change.
Yeah, and one of the things that you suggest is you have to have a clear goal. What does saving money mean? Direct it someplace.
Right. Yeah, you have to define, just as these two have said, you have to define what is that I'm trying to get accomplished. Where am I? How do I set the goal? How do I get committed to the goal? How do I get a plan for the goal? And then have somebody in my life that I'm accountable to, if it's not just myself, that can keep me on target with that and keep me focused on it.
A college fund. Like setting up a college fund or something.
Oh, yeah, a college fund, or I know a lot of people are trying to get out of debt. And, there are some real easy, simple techniques that will help you to just totally magnify how quickly you get out of debt and how fast you save money.
Yeah, of course, Emily, that goes back to behavioral changes, and changing behavior is just so hard. So how do we really get started?
I think one of the most important things to keep in mind with any New Year's resolution, whether it's fitness or financial planning or, health and well-being, you want to work out what the underlying issue is. If you jump straight into interventions, you're going to be more likely to fall back into old patterns. So spend some time and reflect and think about, why am I having this problem to begin with?
Yeah, you didn't get there overnight. You're not going to get out of it overnight.
You're not going to get out of it overnight. What are some of the underlying components that may be contributing to the problem?
Yeah, and Henry, I think sometimes too, we try to define things, using the word define, and say, I don't have time to go to the club and work out and get my clothes and make carpool the whole bit. But being healthy and working out in fitness, you have a gym wherever your body is.
That's exactly right. And I love this panel because that's what we're talking about, is making priorities of what is important to you. And that can be long-term health, wealth, all the above. And we try to give you an opportunity, no matter what your age is, what your physical conditions are, as a way to incorporate this into your lifestyle.
Yeah, just walking. I think a lot of us don't believe it, like just walking, really.
It's what you love.
Can make a change.
Right.
All right. We're going to give you more information on keeping those resolutions resolute, and we're going to go to our audience members and give them a little help on keeping their resolutions when we come back.